The hips and knees are the most common joints to become painful and achy as we age. Some reasons why this happens is because of weak or tight muscles, poor alignment or poor posture, and poor movement patterns. All of these problems increase wear and tear on our joints, and today we're going to go through an efficient routine that you can do at home to keep yourself moving freely and without pain. Coach E here, kinesiologist and founder of Precision Movement. And today I'm going to help you with your lower body, your hips, your knees, your ankles, and to give you some exercises in a short routine that you can do at home on a regular basis, anywhere from 3 days a week to every day, to keep your lower body moving freely and without pain. And if you like routines like this, let us know. Subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment if there's anything else that you'd like to see from us. And we're gonna keep putting out content regularly to keep your body fixed up so that you can do the things that you love to do. So today, we're gonna go through some simple exercises for the lower body, and just a really quick background as to why these exercises are effective is because the problems that we run into and why our joints and our body gets painful as we age largely are due to adaptations and compensations. We can adapt to our sedentary lifestyle, the position of sitting, where we're sitting and our hips are flexed all the time. We don't have to use our deep core stabilizers and our hip stabilizers. Those muscles get weaker. We get shorter in this range of motion in the hip flexors, and our bodies adapt, and cascades of adaptations and compensations happen because of that. You also adapt to your lifestyle, what you do on a daily basis. If you play a sport like tennis, you'll have greater external rotation, lower internal rotation of the shoulder, and that's an imbalance that could result in further adaptations and compensations. The bottom line is we need to make sure that everything is working correctly to keep our bodies healthy and pain-free. And our approach centers around 4 pillars: tissue quality, activation of muscles, alignment of joints, both statically and dynamically, and active range of motion, ensuring that we have the right muscles on and we have the range of motion we need to do the movements that we need to do on an everyday basis. So that's our approach. Today I'm going to walk you through 5 exercises that is based on that approach to keep you moving freely and without pain. The first exercise we're going to do requires a foam roller. Actually, the first 2 exercises require a foam roller, and it's active self-myofascial release of the quads and the IT band. So it's slightly different than just rolling around on it. We're going to start with the roller just above the knee. We're going to go for about a minute on each side. As we roll down, we're going to bend the foot towards the butt. So flex the knee and then reset, going nice and slow, hitting different areas of the muscle. Actively contracting the hamstrings as we roll the roller up the muscle. And this helps to release the quads, get a little bit of activation in the hamstrings and the glutes. And it's a bit more effective than just rolling around. Now, go IT bend. Again, starting on the knee, just above the knee, and then rolling down as I'm bending and extending my hip. So firing that glute to try to extend the hip and firing the hamstring to bend the knee, to flex the knee. Breathing naturally throughout. And going back to the quads. Got another pass here. And we're good. So now I'll switch sides. You can switch along with me. This is a follow along video, by the way. So you can follow along with me. Start with the roller just above the knee. Roll and flex the knee. And extend the hip at the top just to get a little more length through the hip flexors. So here we're working on tissue quality, tissue pliability, ensuring that our muscles and our fascia can lengthen fully so we have full range of motion. Going on the different angles of the quads, inside, right along the middle, and the outside. We'll do more groin here. Going nice and slow. And then I'll do a bit of IT band. Again, Roller is just above the knee. Flex the knee as I roll and extend the hip at the end. Fire that glute. We're going to nicely massage that IT band. Breathing naturally throughout. All right, one more pass. Right over the middle, get that rectus femoris muscle. All right, so now we've improved the tissue quality. Now we're going to activate the quadriceps, and we're going to focus on the VMO and keeping the rectus femoris right along the middle relaxed as possible. So we start with the roller just under the middle of the thigh, resting on the hamstring, and we're going to ramp up activation. We're going to do 2 reps on each side, ramp up activation of the quads. You can tap that VMO to get it on, and then extend the knee, keeping that activation of the quads. Make sure you get full extension of the knee. And then we're going to plantar flex at the ankle, point the toe. Keep the toes kind of relaxed, more push the bottom of the foot down, the forefoot down, 5 seconds. And then dorsiflex the ankle. Again, think of pulling the foot up, not necessarily the toes. Keep the knee extended the whole time. Quads are on strong. And go to neutral. Keep the quads on all the way down and then relax. And we'll do that one more time. Ramp up activation. So I'm firing the quads here. Try to keep the rectus femoris off so I can just push down into the roller a little bit. And that activates the glutes, shuts off rec fem. Then I extend the knee, quads are on. Full extension, and maintain that full extension. Don't let the knee bend as I'm going through the ankle movements. Firing up the calves here, right under here. And then dorsiflexing, firing up the tibialis anterior. Really try to pull that foot up, keeping the quads on the whole time. Then go to neutral ankle, keeping the quads on, lower down slowly, all the way to the floor, and then relax. So that's a couple reps over there. Now we're going to go for a couple reps over here. Ramp up the quads. Make sure that VMO's on. You can tap it, wake it up. That's really important for knee health. And then we extend the knee. And having this range of full knee extension is extremely important for knee health. Keep the quads on as I point the toe, plantar flex at the ankle. And then dorsiflex, pull the toes up. Get a nice stretch through the calves. Activate the tibialis anterior. Quads are still on. Get that end range, really stretch it out. Go to neutral ankle. Quads are still on as I lower down to the floor and then relax the quads. Let's do one more rep over here. Activate the quads. Extend the knee. Keep the quads on. You're at full knee extension. Plantar flex at the ankle. And then dorsiflex at the ankle. Quads are on the whole time. Knee stays fully extended. Get that end range. And then neutral ankle. Keep the quads on. Lower the foot to the ground. And relax. And that's the extended knee ankle flex exercise. Great for activating the quads, working that terminal knee extension, and working ankle dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, ankle range of motion. Next up is the supine hip PNF. We're going to do 2 reps in each direction. We'll start going inside. So we start with my right leg here. It's important to maintain even left-right pressure under my butt as I'm doing this exercise. I'm going to lift the right leg up, bring it across my body, internally rotate, so turn the thigh in as far as I can, keeping that even left-right pressure under my butt. And then with straight knees, both knees are straight, I'm doing a big circle around. Now I'm externally rotating, turning the thigh out, lifting it up that way, flexing the hip all the way to the ground if I can, and then sweep it back in. We're doing 2 circles in each direction on each leg. Across the body, internal rotation. Both knees are straight, even pressure under the butt, left-right pressure. External rotation, lengthening the adductors. And coming back to the start position, feet together, and then reverse directions. External rotation, turning the thigh out, turning the toe out, and then lift it up, keeping both knees straight. Both knees are straight, ankles relaxed, and then internal rotation as I go across my body. And repeat. One more. Nice and slow and under control. It's one of the ABCs: alignment, breathing, and control. Control means slow. Internal rotation, sweeping, feet together. And that's one side, 2 reps in each direction on that side. Now we'll go and switch sides. Now I'm doing my left. I'm going to start left leg up, internal rotation across my body. Lift it right up high. Both knees stay straight. I'm breathing. I've got those quads on again. And then external rotation, lengthening the adductors. And sweeping back, internal rotation, lifting up. It's a big circle, maintaining pressure under your butt and both knees straight. Breathing. That's 2 in that direction. I'm going to switch directions. External rotation. Knees are straight, ankles relaxed. Sweep it in, internal rotation. So we're working full range of hip rotation, hip flexion, hip abduction. Again, last one. Flexing, quads are on, knees are straight, ankles relaxed. Across the body, across the midline, internal rotation, and down. There we have the supine hip PNF. 2 circles in each direction. Now we're up. This exercise is called the hinged knee flex. So we're working the hinge movement pattern, but we're starting off in this standing position with the active arch. That's the short and skinny foot exercise that we have in the ROM Coach app and other videos here on YouTube, where I could start with spreading my toes, and then I make the foot short, so pulling the forefoot towards the heel, and skinny between the pinky toe and the big toe, making that area skinny. That creates the active arch, which gets those intrinsic foot muscles fired up, and that's really important for long-term lower body health. Not just the feet and the ankles, but the whole lower body. So that's what we start with. So you can refer to, we'll link it in below, our intrinsics video, intrinsic foot muscles video, for more information on that. So start with the short and skinny foot, active arch, slight knee bend. Activate the pelvic floor and the glutes. So that pelvic floor is as if you're peeing, you stop peeing midstream, and the glutes. Make sure the pressure is even between the heel and the forefoot. Knees stay slightly bent. I'm going to hinge over. Think of activating the hip flexors to pull myself over. So I'm firing up the muscles here, contracting the muscles in the hip flexors to pull me over. Good alignment, good posture through the spine. Once I'm at end range, I'll feel the hamstrings tight. All that activation remains on, and then I'm going to fire up the quads on one side, fully straighten the knee, hold for 2 seconds. You'll feel good hamstring lengthening, and return, and then fire up the quads on the other side. Hold for 2 seconds at that end range of motion, and then return, and then with all those activations, standing back up. That's one cycle. We'll do 2 more cycles. So you can relax and then reset. So feet, active arch, pelvic floor, glutes. Knees are slightly bent, good posture, hinge. Nice and slow, pulling myself down with the hip flexors, trying to anteriorly tilt the pelvis. And once I'm at end range, fire up the quads, one side, breathing, hold for 2 seconds, other side, breathing, hold for 2 seconds, return to even, keeping the activation, and hinging back up. Relax everything, and one more rep, one more cycle. Active arch, feet are on, pelvic floor, glutes, slight knee bend, even between the forefoot and the heel. Hinge over, using the hip flexors to pull me over to get that anterior tilt and maintain good alignment. And then straighten one knee, hold it for 2, 2, Bend it, and then straighten the other knee. Fire up those quads. Hold it for 2. And return to the start position. That's the hinged knee flex. Great exercise for anybody with SI joint issues, for activating the quads and lengthening the hamstrings and integrating the whole lower body into that hinge position so it's strong and stable. The final exercise we're doing is the activated squat. For the activated squat, we've got that active arch again. That's key. So we're training that so that we can use it in these fundamental movement patterns. So fire up the feet. Got that active arch going. Again, the pelvic floor and the glutes. Really ramp up the glutes now and make sure we've got a little bit of internal rotation. We're turning the thighs in very slightly. That gets the hip flexors and the high, short adductors fired up. So we're going for ultimate stability, full activation. Maintain that activation pattern, and then we're squatting. Nice and slow. And go as low as you can while maintaining that activation pattern. Feet, floor, glutes, hip adductors, hip flexors. All the way up, and then relax everything. And reset. Active arch, pelvic floor, glutes. As I squat down, I'm activating the hip flexors, going down as low as I can with good posture. Keeping that activation pattern, nice and slow, no momentum. And that's the activated squat for 2, and we'll do one more. Give you a side view here. Feet, active arch, pelvic floor, glute activation, a little bit of internal rotation there, and then I squat, maintaining that activation pattern. Breathing, good alignment, good posture. And that's it. That's 3 reps of the activated squat. That's 5 exercises that will keep your lower body really healthy, activated, strong, and stable, and to help you to stay that way as you get older for the rest of your life, hopefully. So let me know what you thought of that little routine there. It's very simple. You can do this 2 to 3 days a week, up to every day. And you could also do multiple sets. So if you've got a little more time, you can go through it in either a circuit style, just go through all 5 exercises once and then do it again 2 or 3 times total. Or you could do each exercise for sets, so 2 sets, and then you move on to the next. Then you move on to the next. Both of those work great. As long as you're consistent with it and you're really tuned into your body and the little cues that I was coaching you through as we were going through it, then you're gonna get a lot out of this routine. So again, my name's Eric Wong. Make sure you subscribe to our channel here at Precision Movement on YouTube, and we'll keep sending videos like this your way. I've got a couple other videos that will help with your lower body. Ankle dorsiflexion, super important, and a video to learn how to better activate your VMO muscle. And if you really want something to help you out, get our ROM Coach app. It's a free download. You can get routines like this and much, much more, and other tools inside that app to help you make this as easy as possible. So get that app, sign up, and we'll see you in there.